everybody.
Hello.
So for those of you that don't know me, let me explain that in my life I am a professional private investigator. That's what I do for a living. And I do everything from death and dismemberment to automobile accidents. If it's there, I'll take care of it. I remember one particular time, I got a phone call from an insurance company. And the agent said to me, we are so stuck. We know we have a claimant who is faking it. She's a malingerer. There's nothing wrong with her. And it can't be because of the injuries that she has, but we're still paying her and paying her and paying her. And we had another agency out there and they did surveillance for an entire week and they never even saw her. So we need you to go out there and do something. And I said, okay, the least I can do is try. So I got the information, and it turns out it's in South Philadelphia. Well, I live in South Philly, so I know the area well. You know those little streets that are so tiny you can only park on one side, and you can barely get a car through? Well, that's where she was. So I go to the neighborhood, I find a parking space around the corner, and as I'm walking to her house, I realize there's a house for sale on the right, and there's a house for sale on the left. Well, that's perfect. I'm going to pretend that I'm a prospective house buyer. Maybe I'm a new neighbor, and I'm going to knock on her door and see if I can get her to talk to me, and maybe I'll see her move a little bit. She's not supposed to be able to move. She wears a Thomas collar, supposedly. So I go there, and I knock on the door, and the door is opened by this little lady, and oh my God, she looks terrible. She's pale, and she's wearing a bathrobe. And I think, oh my God, there's really something wrong with her. I mean, this woman is sick. And she looks at me, and before I have a chance to say anything, she reaches out, grabs my arm, pulls me into the house and says, oh my God, you're early. I didn't know you would be here so soon. But come on in and let me show you the boys before we go upstairs. I'll talk to you while I get dressed. I haven't said anything, and I'm in the woman's house. And she's a little weird. And she's still dragging me, and she says, wait a minute, the boys are in this room. And she opens the door, and the boys were in the room. There were 40 birds, cockatoos, parakeets, parrots, colorful things. And she starts introducing them. This is Seth, this is Moisha, this is Kevin, this is Levi. I meet all the boys. I say, hi boys. I mean, so far, that's the only thing I've been able to say. And she shuts the door and she goes, oh my God, look at the time. I gotta be at the zoo in in an hour and a half. And come on, I gotta get dressed, come with me. And now she's dragging me up the stairs, so I follow her up the stairs. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in her bedroom next to her dressing table. And she's putting makeup on. This woman, boy, she could not put makeup on. The cheeks were too red, the lips were too red, the eyes were too big. And I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her, and she stands up, and she takes her bathrobe, and she unzips it, and she goes like this. And there's a clown outfit underneath, and she grabs a wig, pulls it on her head, and now she says, how do I look? And I said, marvelous. She said, look, I know you want me to do the party for your daughter, but I gotta go to the zoo. So you'll come to the zoo, you'll watch me there, you'll see what I can do, and you'll know whether you want to hire me or not. She gives me a business card. And on the business card, it says, Happy the Clown, parties. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. Anyhow, I follow her back down the stairs, and I watch this woman who has a Thomas collar, allegedly, and who is allegedly sick and can't work. And she takes each one of the birds, and she puts them in a cage, and she picks the cage up, and she walks it to the car, and she puts it in the car. She goes back, and she gets the next bird, and she does this. And all I could think of is, oh my God, I wish I had a camera. And she says to me, I'll see you at the zoo. And I think, that's great. I thank her. I can't believe my luck, what a windfall. I'm getting so much information. And all I did was say, hi. You know? It was amazing. thing. I could not believe it. So I run back to the car, and I quick make a phone call to my office, and I say, get somebody out to the zoo, get a camera, get a video, do the whole thing, and they did. And I'm like so thrilled. I had done the job that this other investigative agency couldn't do. Well, I couldn't help myself. I found out who the other agency was, and I gave him a call. And I knew them. I said, Joe, you were there for a whole week. Didn't you see the lady with the collar? And he said, never saw anybody. Never saw a lady with a collar. Never saw her at all. All I saw was this fucking clown. Thank you.